it's important to pay attention to volume, especially right when that market opens. And when you make your watch list for the day, a handful of stocks that you want to keep an eye on, notice the volume gradually throughout the day as the day progresses. Always glance over at the total volume. Right now, it's currently 10:05 a.m. Markets have been open for 35 minutes. Total on the day here for these two stocks, BTTX and CYN. BTX has got 25 million in volume there, while CYN has 4.5 million in volume. Let's take a look at these two real quickly on the intraday chart. CYN this morning, ever since it opened here at 375, it's been trending up, running up to a new high now, 440. And then BTTX, this has been setting up. You could scroll out on this and it's been in play just like CYN for the last few weeks. But all of the volume is attracted to BTTX because this was the gapping up this morning. It was one of the leading gappers. So this is where all the volume has their attention. 25 million in volume. This one's going to be a bit overcrowded with volume versus something like CYN. It wasn't really getting a gap up this morning, and there really wasn't much activity pre-market with this stock. But this stock has been in play for like 2 to 3 weeks. It's been in play. It started popping up here back on April 20th. It's currently May 9th. So just over 2-3 weeks this has been in play. With how light volume is with this CYN, it's only at 4.8 million, and every 10 minutes I look over, volume has just been gradually doubling with CYN. And BTTX volume just keeps flooding into this one. You could see the significant difference in the two. See, BTTX all morning after this run up here, it's just been back and forth, consolidating and still setting up. It's like a tug of war with the bulls and the bears back and forth. And you have to take that into consideration with as much volume like that. Think of it like this. Anytime you have a stock with extreme volume in it, one of my favorite sayings, the more people you have, the more problems you're going to have, because you're going to have all different types of personalities, trading strategies, people out here using all types of different indicators, a big long list of just baggage, making it more complicated to trade that stock versus something that's fresh, doesn't have that much volume. Now look at volume really start to pick up on CYN. It just crossed over 5 million in volume. And look at how much CYN is running up just non-stop. Every time it hits a new high of day, it's going off on everybody's scanners. And then they're going to pull it up and they're going to say, oh yeah, this stock ran recently. I'm going to buy it and chase after it. It's a runner. They're going to say it ran before, it'll run again. It's all a mind game. It's all it really is. And with you guys being here every day, I tell you guys, really pay attention to the small little details. It'll tell you a lot. The smallest little details, people overlook it because they have overlapping indicators. They don't know what they're looking out for. They're following a trading guru's alerts, when to buy, when to sell. I tell you guys all the time, if you just listen to the chart, pay attention to the bare bone details, it'll unveil a lot to you guys. It's all about that supply and demand in balance. It's what the stock market revolves around. Supply and demand. How much supply? How big is that float? How small is that float? You guys always hear me mention how low a float is. The lower that float is, the supply, then the demand factor, you have that demand come in like a lightning bolt, hit that low supply. That's where you get your price action and fluctuation. Keep it simple. Simple. All right, let's jump into the time machine now and fast forward to the next day. It is Tuesday, May 10th, just after 12:30 p.m. or we're approaching 12:30 p.m. we were just looking at BTTX, so it would be this day previously, and this is how it turned out today. As you could see, it's back down there now to $2. And yesterday, BTTX was the #1 stock in volume, as we were talking about. In the morning there, it was at 25 million in volume, all within the first hour of the trading day right here. And look at how it played out afterwards. People give up on it. Something else starts running and stealing volume away from this. Total for the day for BTTX yesterday, it did 50 million in volume right here. It did 51.4 million in volume. Now let's take a look at CYN. And now CYN today, it's continuing to go up even higher. This was yesterday's, what we were just looking at right here. Now this is today. It's been running up to that $5 and it just consolidating just below that $5. But as you can see, CYN from yesterday had a nice run up from 370s all the way up to a high of 460s. Then it had a nice retracement here and then came back at the end of the day up here at 450s. Market opened today and it's just been straight ramping all the way up over 5. And with all that volume, CYN from yesterday and how much significantly less volume it was from BTTX, look at all the volume today on it, CYN. So it's like, in a way, you want to stay one step ahead of the crowd. That's why I like to refer to us as the 10%. We're thinking ahead of everybody else. We're staying ahead of everybody else. You want to be the 10% that's out thinking the 90%, the crowd. CYN yesterday for total volume on the day. Let's take a look. CYN total volume on the day, it traded 21 million in volume. Today, the market's only been open for 3 hours. It's already at 22.5 million in volume. It's already achieved more volume than it traded yesterday within the first 3 hours, and we still got 3.5 hours of trading left in the day. CYN on the daily chart here from 3 getting a nice run up to $5. That's $2 a share. As I've said countless times and in a lot of my videos, volume is king. Volume trumps all. You want to be studying and focusing on volume and price action because the stock market revolves around supply and demand. Keep it simple, you guys. Keep it simple. Pay attention to the small little details that a lot of people easily overlook is what I'm trying to preach here to you guys. Noticing how much volume is flowing into a stock as the day progresses. Keep checking over at the total volume on the day. Notice any volume patterns. Look at bigger time frames. Look at the volume patterns. Put it together in how the stock likes to move up. Put it together with how the stock likes to move down, how it likes to consolidate. You're going to see a lot of volume ramp ups, volume retracement, volume ramp ups. I mean, even look at here, volume retracement, volume ramp, volume retracement, boom, big surge of volume. Then volume retraces, volume ramp, volume retraces. Put it all together with the chart, you guys. It's that, it can be that easy, but people like to naturally overcomplicate things, as we've talked about many times before. Right here, we've asked Google, why do people overcomplicate things? The answer, perhaps, to why we overcomplicate things is because that is the easy thing to do. Ironically, it takes thought and effort to keep things simple. And that's what makes it more valuable to us as humans. You hear many people say, the stock market, you're going to see patterns happen over and over and over again, because human nature never changes, you guys. Open your mind and be open. Be open to new ideas and to experiment, but keep it bare bones simple is the bottom line. If you're new here to the channel, hit that subscribe button, join the Trading Learning 101 community where we all grow as traders and investors. Check out my video library, you guys. There's over 800 videos, educational videos in there for you guys to learn from. Over 35 different playlists for you to select from. At the end of every video, as I always say, you guys, have that patience, have that discipline, study, study, study. Later.